Bill Karen.
Kia ora.
Health and safety briefing, emergency exit for the town hall are clearly indicated above the doors over there and over here. And if we need to evacuate the building, use any of the emergency exits and head towards Texas Street and assemble in the playground area. And please remain at the assembly area until the building has been confirmed clear.
Kelly.
That's good, thanks. Shut up, Violet. This meeting has been held both in person and using audio video technology. The meeting is being recorded and live streamed to Council's YouTube channel, subject to the recording being of suitable record quality, will be made available on Council's YouTube channel via a link on Council's website. So we're open with a karakia. Anybody want to have a turn? Tiku atu wairua kia rere ki ngā taumata. Hai arahi a tātou mahi. Me tā tātou whai ngā tikanga a rātou mā. Kia mau, kia ita, kia kuri ai e ngaro, kia pupuri, kia whakamaua, kia tīna.
Tina.
Kuie.
Tai.
Extraordinary business. Has anyone got any extraordinary business?
I'd like to add a report to the Chief Executive and Staff report for the Māori Standing Committee appointments under section 9.8. This is not included in the agenda because it was approved for inclusion after the agenda distribution, and it cannot be delayed as it contains content needs to be considered in this meeting, as this may be the last meeting for 2023.
Do we have a mover? Councillor Maynard. And a seconder? Yeah, Martin. Did you have something to add?
Other matter of extraordinary business. But we should vote on this one first.
That's extraordinary. All those in favour, please raise your hand. And all those against, please raise your hand. Motion is carried. Okay. Martin.
Yes, I would like to raise an oral piece of extraordinary business, which is a discussion on an appropriate porphyry for our future new CE when she comes on board. And the reason it's not on the agenda is that I had asked for it to be, but it got missed out. And again, as Nikki said, if we don't discuss it today, well, it won't probably be able to be discussed. But yeah.
My recommendation would be that we go into
So my recommendation would be that we go into a forum because it's not yet public information.
Well, I think it's public information that a new CE is coming sometime in the future.
We're not live. We
Sorry.
sit around the table and have a cordial.
Well, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I'll second that. Okay, next. The apologies.
Well, we agreed that we will discuss it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
We just have one apology from Andrea. What do
Okay,
you think?
I move that the apologies from Andrea be received. Okay, I move that the apologies from Andrea be received. Do I have a seconder? Thank you. All those in favour, please raise your hand. No. Those against? No. And the motion is carried. Okay. Are there any conflicts of interest to declare? Acknowledgements and tributes. Does anyone have any acknowledgements or tributes they would like to make? Um, okay. Into public participation. And Luke, would you like to come forward and
Hi, Maria. Hello, and Luke Tiller. I'm the by default the team lead for Youthline Wairarapa as a branch of Youthline Central North Island. Started beginning of the year, and our mission is to empower Tauihi Rangatahi to be empowered to show leadership because they're the leaders of today, not necessarily tomorrow. I'm very passionate about youth leadership. I'm very excited about the rangatahi and the tauihi that I work with because they have a lot of potential to solve problems within their own school, their own kura, their own communities. They just need coaches like myself and my very small team of 2 people to hear their ideas and to empower them to support their peers in their community, specifically Kuranui College, where I'm working at the moment, have been for the last wee while. We are requesting funding. I think we applied for $5,000, and this is to enable us to expand our standing call program in schools to particularly South Wairarapa, because there is a need down here that is not well met by other youth organisations of marketing. And we want to expand our program from Kuranui into the primary schools at Kahuatara and Kuranoa, because we know they're feeder schools into Kuranui. Into Kuranui. We've been running a very successful leadership program with year 8s in Castleton at St Mary's Primary School, and also at the school holiday program at Carterton Youth Village, which takes youth from all around the Wairarapa, but quite a lot from South Wairarapa. And some of them are primary school age into Kuranui, and some are already at Kuranui. So we are there to coach them, build them up as young leaders that they are, and we want to expand that to reach Kahuatara and Kuranoa, because we know that it's not an area well serviced with youth programs, with a whole bunch of stuff. We've just been allocated a car, which I basically leave my office in Masterton and I drive south just for every day. So I just head south, which is why we're applying for this fund. But one interim team member that's on the kaupapa, unfortunately, she's not able to continue for the school term, so we're in the process of selecting suitable candidates that are on the kaupapa for being tangata tiriti, and yeah, it's an essential requirement. Unfortunately, we had to let someone go who unfortunately was not tangata tiriti, and that is something I hold dear, because I'm married to a Māori wahine who's a nurse and works at Papua, starting in clinic next week. So yeah, so yes, Māori wellbeing, whole water is something very yeah, very important to me and who I am as a person. Let me speak. I look forward to being a part of this community a bit more as I head south a lot more. Any questions on our application at all? Or this is fine, we do.
Rita?
Madam Chair, kia ora, Luke. This is the second time I've urged you to speak to Commission. As I was on the panel last time, you came to community youth. So thank you. I was, this was said, I think you should Māori Standing Committee. I think your kaupapa is picking up our rangatahi Māori, for South Kairarapa. So I thought that was important. And I know Youth Line fought really hard to get a youth line. Years back.
But
A few years back.
yeah,
That's
it's a
right.
long process.
A
Yeah.
long process, so kia kaha to you. So I just wanted to just let the committee know as well that I was part of the panel for grants applications for the youth. What was it community?
Yeah.
Youth and Community Fund. So just wanted to bring Luke and his kaupapa to our attention. I think it's worthy and needs to stay in the area.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, that's all I had to say.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. Anyone else have anything to add? Actually, I think it's a great thing.
We'll deliberate on it later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't underestimate how hard it is to bring in a new team. It's hard to find youth workers. I've been on youth work for 15 years for Defence Force or ACC, the Mates and Dates program in high schools on an ad hoc basis, but this is a full project for me now, and it's hard. It is hard to build a new team. As I said, we had some good people, but unfortunately, we've got to weed out the ones that, So, we have a very high bar with people we work with, and I make no apologies for that. So, it might make it hard for us to find the right candidate. We have a very high standard of workers because we are training young leaders, and that's it. So, it will take us time, but we want those that are on the walk with us. It's a long-term project. I'm in this for the long game, and I won't leave it until I have a team put in place. That's how I operate. So, but very exciting time to be at youth work. 100%, really exciting time. Yes, there's a lot of challenges, there's a lot of heartache, there's a lot of tragedy, but it's very exciting to see the young people, come step into their, I don't get to say that.
Thank you, Luke.
Thank you. Cheers.
Giving us your time tonight.
Say again?
Thank you for giving us your time tonight.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Yeah.
Deliberate more on it. Okay. Oh, so there is another public participation with Talia's statement from the Wairarapa Whānau Trust, but we're going to put that to a bit later when she arrives because she's at Mahi at the moment. She's just got to sort them out. Okay, so our next one is action. Are there any actions from our public participation? But anything? If we go to our minutes from last week, are there any corrections needed to the 18th of July 2023 minutes? Okay. Do we have a mover that the minutes of the Māori Standing Committee meeting held on the 18th of July 2023 are a true and accurate record? Okay, a second. Kia ora. New business report. What's it? No chair business report tonight. Therefore, we will move on to reports from our chief executive and staff. Okay, you can start with the PO. The PO Māori April 2023 report.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, that was my bad.
I'm reading what she wrote. I'm sure it doesn't say it.
Kia ora tātou. Yeah. There's fortunately my last report for now. Sorry to say, as you know, I'm going to bus, but is it all right if I talk about Monday? So I'm still going to be available one day a week down here, and I'll still will you find someone to fill their positions. All right. Yeah, it may not be my last report. Okay. So I'd like to present my report, my PO Māori Advisor report, by the Māori Standing with an update on the program work and key focus areas. This report aims to ensure transparent and inclusive decision-making processes while fostering a strong partnership between the council and iwi Māori. In the recommendations, I'd like to recommend that you receive the report. You consider potential discussion points, and there's a few in it. I haven't had time to look at it. Provide feedback, make recommendations on the draft Māori policy, which we didn't include, Nikki, but you did get emailed it on a certain day. Haven't included it. And make a recommendation of how to progress on the representation review, in particular the Māori Award for South Wairarapa decision. And then there's a few other decisions in there, so should we go through it? Can you go through it? Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Okie dokie. So the first part of the discussion is very much what we've been involved with at the whole council pretty much for the last 3 months. Some of the officers have fed into it. I see Nigel's fed into it. So, please read that. I've actually got a report from Hirewini. He just sent it today on the 2-year mentoring. So I'm happy to read that if you would like. And can I do that? Or yep. So I'm just going to find his email. Honestly, haven't even had a chance to read it today. Your report. Oh, it's a big report, so I'll email it out to you, but I'll go over it. Tēnā koutou, kei aku rangatira, kei ngā māngai o ngā hāpuri Māori o te rohe o Wairarapa ki te tunga. Me mihi kātika ki te tautuku I tukuna mai koutou ki ahau. E pai ai taku hono atu ki tēnei kaupapa ara ki a tuia. Ka nui te mihi, kātou. So he says, kia ora, I'd like to express my gratitude to you all for the support that the council has provided me with to enable my attendance at Tuia Wānanga through 23. It has been great and insightful kaupapa. Tuia has been running for around 12 years as a program that focused on connecting rangatahi 18 to 26 around Aotearoa to each other in the spirit of service to our respective communities. Most rangatahi are sponsored by Mayor and a council, which I am lucky enough to have the support of Mayor Martin and the South Wairarapa District Council. As mentioned above, the theme for the entire kaupapa is service. That is service to one's community. One of the whakatauki that remains at the core is the famous words of Te Puia Hirang. Mahi a te mahi, hei painga mo te iwi. Do the work for the betterment of your people. Hundreds of rangatahi have connected into this kaupapa over the year. The format is wānanga style and and that there are 5 wānanga throughout the year that each have a theme. These wānanga situated around Aotearoa and also give rangatahi an opportunity to connect into different communities and hear different kōrero to add to their kete. So Tui I Runga was one, and he does quite a bit of in-depth kōrero. It's around Rewi Maniapoto. That was one of their focuses there. To weave above, meaning drawing experiences and lessons from things that are above. Tui I Raro, to weave below. This is the second wānanga held in Rotorua. The theme was Tui I Raro, to weave below. Focused on Papatuanoku and Te Taia, drawing inspiration and guidance from Te Taia, seeing how those in different communities are serving their respective communities through their work in Te Taia. Tui I Roto, to weave within. The third wānanga in Dunedin, and the theme was to weave within Tui I Roto. Focused on hearing about each other's kōrero experience, sharing our stories, sharing our mahi, and what we are working on in our respective rohe and communities across Aotearoa. Tui I Waho, weave outwardly. The fourth wānanga in Napier, theme Tui I Waho, weave outwardly, focused on drawing inspiration from people who are out in the community and already serving. We are given opportunities to see and learn from various iwi Māori groups who work in the Taiao Tamariki Kura space. Oku whakaro, it was a great opportunity to connect with like-minded rangatahi from around Aotearoa, working and serving respective communities. I have taken away a lot of learnings from the shared experience. I was able to hear about initiatives from across a large range of sectors. I've been able to ask for advice and take away a lot of tips and tricks that I intend to implement in the future in South Wairarapa. However, more than anything, this kaupapa has reinforced within me the importance of connecting our rangatahi, connecting our people generally with their whakapapa and te ao Māori, to draw on our mātauranga for answers and guidance, whether that be in the Taiao space in terms of looking after our whenua, or whether they be with how we engage with rangatahi Māori who might be disenfranchised in their communities. One of the outcomes is that we as rangatahi carry our 100 hours of work for our respective communities. This does not have to be formally recorded or monitored, rather as an aspiration for rangatahi to reach. I believe I have carried this out in my role as chair of Papawai Marae, my role in various land trusts, my role in the paipai of my marae kahununu more widely. The te reo classes we run weekly, the 5 kōrero wānanga that have been held, and various other hui kaupapa that I've organised or have been part of. The next kaupapa I would like to initiate is a noho taiao, or a wānanga of a number of days where rangatahi Māori and Wairarapa spend a few days with cooking and learning about the different important tūtohu whenua across Wairarapa and their kōrero, but also learning about the taiao from a scientific perspective. I've been engaging with GNS science and reap education, and I'm in the very early stages of planning this. This is about connecting our people back to their whenua, drawing on our mātauranga and kōrero tuku iho as a science. Tuia te here tangata, to weave the people together. And that is the 5th and final wānanga, which is being held at Papawai Marae. I was asked, although I'm still technically a taina within the kaupapa, to run and facilitate this last wānanga of the year at Papawai. I will be sharing and facilitating this wānanga by drawing on our kōrero tuku iho of Wairarapa, and specifically of Papawai. I'm looking forward to hosting the cohort in our rohe. The wānanga will take place from the 4th to 7th to November 23. Me oi anō, he paku mataho tēnei, ki ngā mahi kua oti ahau I tēnei tau I pāna ki tēnei kaupapa. Mena he pātai au tēnā tukuna mai ki ahau. So there's a brief summary of my kaupapa. If you do have any further questions or want to have a kōrero, you can contact me, and he's put his email and his phone number there. So,
Very cool.
Kapai, I'll send that out. So then
Sound like it's an awesome time.
So he has also said that those who want to come along to be part of the porphyry can come along when they're at Papawai to host this. So.
Was I saying?
Yeah,
4th to the 7th of November.
and certainly the mayor.
Very nice.
So yeah, that was wasn't planned, but kapai. So what else have we got in there? We've got Nigel's got a bit in there. Tell me which parts you would like me to read out. Sometimes when we read it out. And then also on the tuia, we need to be thinking about how we're going to get our next candidate. Because do you just want to advertise? How do you want to make sure we get think about
At Andrea's I went and had a talk to Warren Maxwell just before the school holidays, and what Andrea wanted to know was, would he be in a position to helpfully identify some suitable rangatahi from among the people he works with? He seemed very enthusiastic about that, and I expect him to come back to Andrea quite quickly.
Here we go. Thank you. That would be awesome.
So Nigel's got that's actually written by Nigel, that paragraph.
This one that came and presented.
Yeah, and then he's been at Hawariki and Kohunui Marae involved with the agency.
Yeah.
Kaupapa.
Yeah, we've got one at the end of the.
And he's also got the emergency debris disposal site that's just come out. So he's got to come back and consult with mana whenua and Māori on that as well. So that will come about too. Just sorry, I missed that. The Māori purpose zone and the significant sites. So I think I haven't got any information to hand on the Māori purpose zone, but there should be another hui at the beginning of October on that. It's on the district plan. And then the significant sites, I believe a lot of work has been done in the background on notifying those farmers who have been identified as having significant sites on. They've received letters. And I think there was a district hearing last week, but I haven't had any feedback from that issue.
Has Russell come to help?
Oh, Russell, do you know anything? Sorry. I think there was a hearing last week on that. Yeah. You're on mute.
Yeah, kia ora, everyone, including members of the Māori Standing Committee and councillors present, including the Mayor. In terms of what Leanne has given a summary of, yes, we had our final meeting last week for the combined Wairarapa Combined District Plan Review Committee. So that was held. They had to give consideration as to whether the with all the chapter work that has been done, whether the document was fit for being notified. So they were comfortable, and the committee who has that power to make the decision gave approval for the document to be notified, and that includes the Māori purpose zone and the related information of sites of significance to Māori. So that's my update on the district plan. And I can give you an update on the Featherston master plan in terms of the work that's also happening there. Like that.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's
Like that.
mentioned in my report, so Russell will talk to them.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
just,
please, Russell.
yeah, just to enhance Leanne's summary information there. So for the Featherston master plan, I duly contacted reps of the two iwi, Tia Tuta of Ngāti Kānunu and Michael Jameson of Rangatani, and that meeting was held last Tuesday online. So we were there to get good feedback. So a summary of some of the topical comments made that we have to take away and feed into the Featherston master plan. Tia drew our attention to the whakatauki and prompted us on the need for understanding of the whakapapa that is associated with it. So we will take that on board and look at an example of a footnote for explanation of it with Leanne's help. Comment was made about for us to be examine population projections and percentage of Māori within the population stats, and drawing our attention to, that return, the desire and the return of people to the land. So we need to do some work on that and a sentence to acknowledge the option of papakainga and the general message on the return to the land. So that was something we have taken up. Both Tia and Michael gave us prompts on some wording enhancements, such as under the themes, expanding some of the wording, such as providing a positive response, that the document provides a positive response to population growth and diversity. So adding a couple of extra words on the end there. That's under another theme, rather than just enhancing the presence of Māori, that it's involving and enhancing the presence of Māori in the future development of Featherston. So some encouraging words of expansion there with the wording. They gave us a prompt in terms, topical issues, general topical issues of the focus on climate change and sustainability for the town, which is not just a focus for the town in the future, but is, a focus for the council as a whole in New Zealand. They drew our attention that there should be opportunity to capture and recognise the establishment of the Wairarapa Māori Statutory Board, so that the document is timely and reflects what's happening. Michael gave us a bit of an inspiring prompt in terms of, that Featherston in the future and Wairarapa is a place, a positive place, somewhere to live that is uplifting, and that's why people come here, and also to find work that is meaningful. So, just getting us to pause and think on that. So they were quite very good feedback comments there, as well as Tia's. Also the prompt for to capture the potential for more affordable housing in terms of looking at our housing solutions and dealing with growth. Also infrastructure, the reminder, need to make sure that infrastructure is fit for purpose. The exact example they spoke of was if not only the main street, but the connection from the main street to the train station, if future growth is centred in the core of the town, so the connection between the main street and the train station, the prompt on that for that it should be covered in parts, or the potential for it to be covered, to make, good covered, easy walking connection, and also the potential for visual storytelling and reflective cultural storyboards, or signalling the Māori history of the town. So that is something that we have to also work on. So it was encouraging comments. Tia made mention of we currently have, because we've done a lot of work on the vision, and there's 2 visions within the document. Both Tia and Michael thought we should expand from 5 vision guiding principles to 6, and by means of number 3 is acknowledging mana whenua and whānau Māori, and Tia suggested that could be split, so that you have number 3 is acknowledging mana whenua, and number 4 reference to whānau Māori, and also Tia used the word rawa.
Yeah.
Just try. Hopefully, I've given you some flavour and specific examples of the feedback we've had.
Yeah, I read your report.
And
Yeah.
And-
She also mentioned the term wairarapatanga. I
Yes.
think in the, that when we're looking at creating culture from a Māori perspective, it's wairarapatanga. Something else.
that was made mention under part section 3, which is the introduction, where one of the sentences says promotes the presence of Māori cultural values and heritage, and wairarapatanga was encouraged to be used.
Makes us more special.
Yeah, the other point, after that meeting, I sent round a copy of the draft document, encouraging reps, members of the Māori Standing Committee to reply and send back feedback advice in terms of the design concepts and design elements within the document. So we welcome your feedback on that and encourage you to articulate and give us the feedback on that as part of shaping up the document further before we take it back to the council in November for a meeting in 22nd of November. So that's my summary, and yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
So, Russell.
I'll carry on with my report. Thanks, Russell. So that's one area that council are consulting with mana whenua, but also having to go out on the freedom camping bylaw is happening directly with the Tuiwi as well. So these have all come to the Māori Standing Committee now. They're going out to iwi. Hapai, kia ora. So I don't know, there's quite a bit in here, but there's some really important stuff in the discussion, which we've had a bit of discussion on, patent number 2. So consideration of the district-wide plan for South Wairarapa Marae with an aim of confirming the 3 marae as emergency civil defence centres for the district. That's still something Nigel wants to work with these all on, this other 3 marae and Port Paitu Mokai, he's listed work together. So it still needs to be something in Featherston as well.
Yes.
Yeah. The representation review, once again, the Māori ward feedback, I think that's a discussion for me as well. Which Nikki will lead that. The Māori policy, so there's a draft out, we've emailed it out, I can't remember what day it was, including your papers, my fault, sorry. But it's a draft. The main thing we've put in there is around the 6.3, I think, around cultural capability building, to deal, growing that internally, supporting the councillors. We wanted to keep the Local Government Act requirements in there around the 3 Ps, making sure we retain that, and anything about fertility we haven't taken out. Anything around your guys, the description of who the Māori Standing Committee is, which is also referred to in your terms of reference, that stays in there. But it's also how we as a council process, around that cultural capability kaupapa as well. And I think there's a little bit more around strengthening the engagement processes with Māori. I miss anything there, Amanda? Oh, pretty much the main thing. Yeah, it's just trying to reinforce it more, and not lose anything we already had there. The 2-year 24, we've discussed that. You need to look at a process to seek new candidates in the next year. Then there's the Matakitaki Kupe Road closure. I spent a bit of time yesterday, Karen, on Māori land court sites and comparing them to what we had. I think I've got that information. We might be sending some letters out to the administrators of those estates and just finding out where they sit on this, wanting to look at before we go down any further paths. But it's been difficult to meet at the moment for one reason or the other. I will definitely support that kaupapa anyway. Carry on. The Urupa update, want to talk to that, Amanda, the Urupa maintenance?
Right, so that wasn't included in the annual plan. So the amenities team are looking at quotes to bring to the Māori Standing Committee a recommendation to council for an out of budget expenditure. So
yeah.
that's back to you guys early in the year, I imagine. And then to council for an out of budget approval.
I should run into the long-term plan, but I'll carry on in my order. So the next thing I've got there is, there's some information received from Dr. Fossley. She didn't want to come, but I've sent you some of his, haven't I? Around the name Huangarua Pa, and not just the significance of that area. So that's a kaupapa for you to think about, I suppose, for the future. It's very passionate about one.
Kapa Urupa, that's right too.
And then of course we had our Papa Waimarai representative who's waiting to be put into.
Yeah.
Views as well.
Yeah, right.
And then in the action points, I have got the long-term plan. I think it's really important that you definitely get involved in that. So support the long-term planning consultation of the council to be based on Te Tiriti o Waitangi and recognise the importance of Māori representation in the decision-making process for the benefit and empowerment of the identified community. Yeah. And I think there also needs to be a part of it about how do you want council to consult with you and your whānau? How do you want to make sure all are included, that our mana whenua entities are fed back to and have that information? Because I was definitely approached today and asked, how is that going to happen? So you guys will, if you guys can have a think about that, yeah, and let Amanda and team know if I'm not around what that looks like going forward in the future. Have I missed anything? Has anyone got any questions? Quite a bit in there, sorry. What happens when you go overseas and you come back and you find what you've got?
Answer?
Yeah, kia ora. Just at the bottom of page 14, it's got a note about the Wairarapa Waina Statutory Board. I believe the inaugural meeting is the 13th of October.
Oh,
Yeah, it is the 13th.
date, have I?
No, that's fine.
Oh, we can come on the 16th and have a party with.
I was given that date and at some stage, yeah, I kept getting, I
It-
did the report across, yeah. And that's on Friday, isn't it?
yes, this Friday.
So I'm glad Dr. Fossley.
And Steve also attended the Wairarapa Moana Governance Group on the 27th of July. So people are still keeping an eye on those projects that we've all heard about in the past. You know, there's nothing, the ball hasn't been dropped, it's still
going.
he's still going on.
Right.
I'm just going to read my whakamutinga. Do you want to, is there any more questions?
Answer?
Well, it's sort of a question, but why are you leaving us? I just want to acknowledge how useful Leanne has been to me personally as the mayor, and I think that she's made a fabulous contribution to this committee and to the council as a whole. And I'm really sad that you're going, but I wish you well.
Yeah.
The easy option would be to stay. Does it make it? Yeah.
Need to grow.
Yeah, it's probably part of my personal growth and
I'll see you at that council and that's all.
but I'm still going to be so I refuse to drop the ball on you. So
So we need somebody who's exactly like you for us.
Well, you know,
Like you.
so much here.
Yeah.
Actually, you're the right person for that role. You know, we developed that role, we thought about the role and you've delivered, you know, you've done what we needed that person to do.
We had an idea, you rolled with it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I'm happy to help you with the next person.
Kia ora.
So there's plenty of people out there that can do this.
It's not easy, but it's
So we drag you back from under
Good luck.
You have to clone yourself.
I'm because I did find when I came into this role, it was like black and white to me, and I couldn't find. I'm a grey person, and I couldn't find that middle of the road sometimes. So I'd really like to help whoever. If they're anything like me, I'd like to help them find their space. Yeah, and I have found spaces, and they're you know, all the staff are lovely people, and they all want to do the best. They just need a bit of help. And you can all help too. Yep.
Yeah.
So let me finish my last bit. If there's no more questions, you should have lots of questions because there's a lot to do. There really is lots to do. Have a good read of this. And then come and ring me anytime, please, if anybody wants me. We invite you to, oh yeah, that's okay. So as this is my last report as Ko Māori for South Wairarapa District Council, I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of the Māori Standing Committee for your tautoko, and also to express the value and importance of yours and this position with the council. With regard to the role, I believe with your support and the policy and government centre, it has made a difference. I also would like to thank all the council staff who have worked and learned alongside over the last year, and encourage each and every one of them to continue to grow and be open in their learnings and understandings of all that we value as tangata whenua and as Māori. I am leaving behind some amazing people who are all committed to seeing their communities and whānau flourish and thrive. I leave you, my whānau, with these two whakatauki that express my respect for all that you do and have done to support this council to be a better te tiriti partner. E toka tū moana. I refer to you who are steadfast in representing your whānau, hāpuri, hapu, marae, and iwi. E hara taki tō I te toa takitahi, engari e toa takitahi. This is not the work of an individual, but the work of many. So, nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Don't make me cry, but
I'm not. I'm trying to stop myself from crying.
I should have zoomed in. Thank you,
We will, oh, back there.
It was a lot of mahi to have.
Yes.
Even a role come to fruition, and have someone like you come on. As that Tau Māori, really, you know, it was wonderful. I just have to support what Narita said, that it was exactly. You did exactly what we were hoping would happen, and you know.
I was part of the team that way.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, but your role, you know, you've brought it into existence.
Yeah, you had to do that.
You know, it needed you to breathe life into it and
Yeah.
to sit there, and you did that. You did that, and we
South Wairarapa
we
Council.
thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Alison, I need you.
When I was out joining, coming on the marae, I talked to Pip's brother Nathan. I thought, so what's this Māori Standing Committee thing about? And he was saying, really, we need someone that's a conduit from the council to the standing committee. And sort of when I first came in, like she was here, because I went actually this year, then all of a sudden she's going. But I mean, that was, I think, exactly what Nathan was talking about. Getting it so you can get that connection between the council. And he goes, it should be paid by the council. That person should be paid by the council to work together with Māori Standing Committee and sort of help get those messages through clearly from them to us and vice versa. So yeah, I mean, I've been on it for a little while and you're come and gone already.
I think I have,
Only going somewhere where she's needed.
and that's the role definitely needs to be have information at the beginning, because I did spend a lot of time
Trying to figure it out.
A lot of it could be prevented in the beginning, and it's relationship and consultation. So that would be my main leave behind is that then if you know that person needs to get that information.
Yeah, but it's a skill in itself though.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much. So, So.
We're going to carry on with the meeting.
Māori report.
Yes.
A mover and a seconder. Please. Thank you. Oh, no.
Yeah.
All those in favour, please raise your hand.
Oh, I forgot to say my whakatau's on Monday at 9:30 in Masterton at Waiata Whare. You're all invited.
Oh, yeah, Masterton. Oh, yeah. Waiata Whare.
So I think.
It's across the road from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
There?
Waiata House,
oh, okay.
the green building.
At 9:30.
He'll be there for you.
Sandwiches?
I don't know.
Was at McDonald's.
Better take them by a little, you know.
Okay,
Fellas need to do that policy. Have a look at that.
okay.
Fellas need to,
So you're gonna miss you shaking us a lot.
Decision on, eh? Yeah, been going backwards. Yeah,
Put it onto the forum.
well, there would be another another audio, sorry, tell me if I'm out of line, Violet. Sorry, Chief. Is that, there's not many councils with Māori policy, but I actually think it holds a lot of weight. I had to search in other councils to see where this kōrero is. Is we go to our Māori policy, it links to the other policies that shows you how this council looks with Māori. Okay. I'm not sure if that was appropriate. Okay, it's a recommendation. It's good.
Okay, so if we can go back to our public participation, and we have Talia Stedman from the Wairarapa Whānau Trust and Isaac. Tilda. Oh, sorry, is it Ziki? Great.
Thanks for meeting with us. My name is Talia. I'm a part of the Wairarapa Whānau Trust along with Isaac here introducing himself.
Hi, my name is Isaac Walker. I'm from Tiverton. Just working in one place.
It's boy.
Yeah.
Sure. Enjoy these, baby.
Yeah, so we do youth work in the Wairarapa region. Isaac's been here a lot longer than me, but I've stepped into what Alan Maxwell was doing with Wairarapa Whānau Trust. So still getting things off the ground and going. But we had to talk to some of the stuff that's been happening and things that we're hoping to start in Wairarapa. So so a little bit about us. I'll sort of talk to 3 points. So we work in sort of 3 main spaces at the moment. So one of those is Kuranui College. The other one is Te Kuro Paetumokai School in Featherston, and then we also do community youth work. So I'll talk quickly to those 3 points. So in Kuranui College, we have just employed Isaac, so we're lucky to have him on board now. And there's a couple of us doing youth work there. So a lot of that involves journeying with the young people and through their through life. So that could include mentoring, engaging in events, and like Mental Health Awareness Week, and involving them and sort of connecting them with their holistic well-being. We often in youth work we refer to whare tapawha, that actually the importance of their where they come from, their story, and how we're surrounding them with this support. So that's the purpose of us being there.
In there, we also run something called Travellers Program, which is for the Year 9 students, because we know that that transition into college is a hard time for a lot of young people and kind of scary. So the goal of that is to just be there with them. We go through different topics. And yeah, so just creating a safe space for these young people. And then alongside that, we are lucky to work in the intermediate school, so a lot of that crossover relationships is built there through running some programs here as well. Something that is new that is just getting off the ground is something called our Take Action Roto, and that is for year 12 to 13 students. And the purpose of this group is we saw a bit of a gap of just support for some of the older kids transitioning to leaving school, and some of those young people who are like, we want to also make a difference in our community. And for us, like, we want it to be sustainable what we're doing, so trying to bring the young people on board and their voice to the table. So the purpose of this group is that we get them around the table, hear what the needs are in their communities, and then take action to that. So that could be, actually, we heard some things around, we need a youth hub, or we need support at places for our young people, or we need breakfast clubs in schools or things like that. So that's the purpose of this group. We've just had one meeting with them, so we're still getting off the ground, but that's started in school now, so it's quite exciting. And the idea is that they, I guess, build off some of the struggles in terms of what young people face, and that could be climate change, mental health, anything like that. And then we look at how can we create initiatives that are youth-led and run. So that's the bit that's happening in the school. I'm just going to pass it over to Ty back, and he's going to share a little bit about some of the stuff that he's been up to as well with mentoring. Yeah.
Yes, sweet. So through the schools, the intermediates, and not the college yet, I've been doing mentoring program with the boys in the area. We do things like meet up once a week, have a kai, what's on the top for you, what's the goals, and then how can we reach your goals. A lot of what I do, like what Tali said, was through Te Whare Tapawha, which is a holistic health system that covers tinana, wairua, like the mental health, physical health, spiritual health. We like to have a broad focus so we can cover every area and have a strong well-being foster ones, right? So I've been doing that with a few from Featherston School at the moment. And then we're also doing a youth group, which is in Featherston. This is from the ages of intermediate age, I believe. So yeah, that's year 7s and 8s primarily. And then we do also have younger siblings from schools that come as well. It's a good role, very whānau based. So what we do is we bring the food, the games, the laughter, and then we provide the space.
We've actually just come from there, so aroha mai, we seem a bit frazzled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a big day. Love it. It's been going steadily, consistently for, I think, since the start of the year now.
Yeah.
So you're doing...
Yeah, so it's a great space to, I guess, create a space where young people build connections, as Ty that was saying. We've also, something new that we have heard a lot from our young people is often they just want something to do in the week, and coming to youth group is like the highlight of their week, and they say that to us, like, without youth group they don't really have much to do. So that got us thinking and listening to what they were wanting. And something that we've been planning for is starting a community youth hub that's promoted for all ages, so sort of from the intermediate up until college. And the idea behind this is that we wanted to build that to a kind of container relationships with the older and the younger, because we see the gold and the goodness that comes out of that. And so this place will be a place where community-led, where people from the community, because we also noticed that Featherston is such a creative town with so much talent. So how can we bring that to a space where young people bring their talents as well? So there will be workshops, there will be kai, gotta have food, and some games and activities. And we're looking towards running that out of the community centre in Featherston. And that's supposed to be starting in a few weeks. So yeah, so that's a big thing that we are just really excited for and see the benefits of that. So we're just still sort of in the bringing people along. So after I might find some connections from you all about people to bring along, but that's our hope, is that it's really community led. Their voices come to the table, that it links in with the Take Action group in the college as well, that hopefully a lot of those same college students will be running this and bringing those voices to the space as well. So, yeah. I think those were the main things, but yeah, if you have any questions, I might have gone over time. Sure. Yeah.
Oh, either.
So how awesome.
We do have handouts, so I might just pass them down. It just has a bit more in detail about what's been happening as well, and some pictures. Yeah. So feel free to take those with you.
Questions, any?
I've just got one. At the moment, I'm sure I'll have heaps. But so at the moment, it's just you're at the moment you're able to look at Featherston, but are you hoping to be able to branch out to the other towns as well?
Correct. Yeah, we definitely, like, as I think your man really on we've had discussions about that, and yeah, we work a bit in Greytown with the college. I've had people come to me and ask, oh, can we start the youth hub in Greytown, or maybe even possibly Martinborough as well. And for us, that's definitely on the forefront of our minds, but we feel like let's pilot it, get it going, get it off the ground, and then grow from there. But our biggest thing is just building team alongside that, so it's sustainable, and bringing more sort of youth workers or people who are able to help space. Yeah, so definitely just building that. Oh, yeah.
Anyone here, those youth worker, please send them on.
Yes. Yeah.
Depends on what you want. Can I join a couple of things? Rita?
So you guys are like building the program, delivering the program, but also trying to build your capacity and find people to help run it to get the sustainability and the as well. It's a big task to you got anyone in mind and community to help support you?
Yeah, we've had some names floating around recently. So I've just been in contact with sort of Warren Maxwell as well, and he has for some people it's an option. But yeah, we're just trying to build those connections, and nobody that comes to mind straight away, but that's definitely our priority is there at the moment.
Otherwise it's just you two.
Yeah, we had a few other youth workers but they've got full-time work at the moment, so they're able to help a little bit, but not full-time. Yeah. So
you are youth workers as well?
Yes.
But you're not full-time.
I am, I'm mostly full-time at the moment. Yeah. So you've got
funding for that.
And you hope
at the moment
full-time. Yeah. You build yours up.
Yeah.
Something I have given to the schools. Really. Anyone here in school with kids, coming along? We love the ideas of anyone helping. People can bring kind, just any kind of support, really.
And saying that we've had lots of interest from kids at the college as well, like some young people saying, I'm actually wanting to do youth work. So there's that option for them to come volunteer, get some CV that, you know, goes towards their future as well. So there's lots of skills that they gain out of it, even if they come for a term or something. It's not a loss. They can come and learn some skills as well. So yeah, that's the hope.
I love that it's rangatahi leave.
Yeah.
Better to know what rangatahi want than like.
Oh, no.
Awesome. Here we go.
Any other questions?
So, and you're applying for a grant?
Yes. Yeah, we are.
The front part.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a water.
I would love a.
What about the Sunday Trust is the one that. Okay, no one's got any other questions? Thank you too for coming in and sharing your kōrero. Now I know who you are.
Thanks. Lovely to meet you.
And I might have some people to send to you.
Amazing. Cool. Thank you all for your time.
Yeah.
You're a two-year mentor, eh?
Because she was only a baby for us.
So we're going to go here for another election.
Staring at him before too, no one.
Yeah. That sounds terrible. I'm so
This is the one.
yeah. Who's going straight to check now?
Oh, I know.
Uncle Rangi and Nancy,
That's Jody. Oh, that's, I know, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's all, yeah.
yeah. Deanna's the oldest, yeah. That's what he looks like, eh, Deanna?
No, you're the one, don't you? Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Do you want to stop for a cup of tea? No.
Yeah, if you want to, you can.
Hi, guys.
Cup of tea and come back to the table. I think that's the end of public participation, eh?
Yes, you want to adjourn?
Can't get a drink, eh? Got a dry throat.
Yeah.
That's not doing it.
10 minutes?
Yeah. What do you want? So we're just going to adjourn for about 10 minutes so you can have a toilet break and make a cup of tea.
Some more cheese and crackers.
Just hold them at the
The burning is not mince pies. It's the oven.